Newton's starting blocks are a device used in the sport of track and field by sprint athletes to hold their feet at the start of a race so they don't slip as they push out at the sound of the gun. For most levels of competition, including all high levels of competition, Newton's starting blocks are now a mandatory equipment for the start of sprint races. Newton's third law of motion is the law of action and reaction. When the athlete exerts force on a second object, this will exert a reaction force on the first object that is both equal and opposite in direction. The action and reaction of a sprint start is shown when a sprinter applies a muscle force by extending the legs against the starting blocks. The action is the force that the sprinter applies against the blocks. The reaction to the sprinter is equal and opposite force that the earth applies to push back against the sprinter, or the earth's ground reaction force. Since the earth's potential force is greater than what the sprinter can produce, the sprinter is then the object that moves. Modern-day blocks for the world records now have sensors that detect the pressure from the athlete's foot. Athletes who react faster than one-tenth of a second can be charged with a false start. Many starting blocks also carry electronic speakers, so the sound of the gun arrives at the ears of the athletes at the exact same time. The impact of the Newton starting blocks on society have been very subtle, but great. The starting blocks has innovated the way track sports have evened out the playing fields throughout the globe, allowing for referees to determine whether or not a false start has compromised the integrity of a sport. This technology allows for a more competitive game. The effect on the environment that this device has is mainly because of what it's made out of. Wood was the first material which this technology was made out of, which meant trees would need to be cut down in order to create the starting blocks. Later, these devices evolved to metal blocks and sheets of metal, and now next Newton design, which is considered the best in the world, uses cast aluminum. In our opinion, the impact that this device has environmentally and on society is very low compared to the pros that it has. There aren't many environmental flaws that this device has, aside from using aluminum to create the starting blocks. And for society, this device has helped revolutionize track and field to create a fairer and more competitive game for the sprinters and spectators.